See that? Here, I'll try like one finger. We'll do it one more time. I wanted to start with a little guitar intro, and but I wanted to show you what I was doing there with my hand on the top of the guitar, and I'll explain that in a minute. This video is going to be on cymatics, which is the study of sound, and oh, I want to show you this too. Fitting pick given to me by my sister. Thanks, sis. It's going to be on cymatics, which is the study of sound and how it affects matter. And I wanted to start here because a few reasons. One, I'm a musician. Two, a few videos ago when I did a psalm study, we talked about how sound created things. Three, the videos that I want to talk about later are going to be quantum mechanics and relativity. And so, in order to understand some of the concepts and ideas and implications by those theories, you kind of need to understand waves. I'm going to kick right into one of these videos here so you can see where we're going to be going with some of this stuff, okay?
What is it? 368.
So some of these tones are probably going to be a little annoying. But what this is it is a plate bolted to a speaker. There's loose sand on the surface, and then they pump frequencies through. This allows us to see what different tones look like.
776.
Can you sprinkle some more on?
The higher the frequency, the more complex the geometric patterns become.
Just 3 chords.
1033?
So I'm trying to skip through so you can sort of see that.
1332. 2041. 2625. 2810. 2843.
2843?
So as you can see, sound does have an effect on matter, and it's pretty profound actually. Not every sound that you hear all the time is generating a geometric pattern like that, but every sound has the potential to do so. Let's just start by talking a little bit about how sound works, and I think most of us kind of know. What sound is it's a compression and expansion of air done at different speeds. The speed of the compression and expansion is translating into the size of the wave, just like a wave on the water, okay? When these travel through the air and go into your eardrums, they end up vibrating these really, really small bones. They're the tiniest bones in our bodies. The different expansion and compression vibrates those, and then you interpret that as sound. Amazingly, this guitar works pretty much the same way. I think it's a little bit of a misconception that because the guitar body is hollow, that when you vibrate the string, this hole picks up the sound and amplifies it. That's actually very inaccurate. That's not how it works at all. What happens is when you vibrate the string, it it goes down into this bridge, and the bridge is actually sitting on top of what is referred to as the soundboard. On the top, there's a very special bracing called the soundboard. And it's done in a certain pattern that helps resonate the music the best. So when this goes through here, it goes into the top wood and directly into the bracing underneath. That wood is actually what releases the sound into the guitar body. And that's why when I put my hand on the top or a finger, it affects the sound. The guitar body then helps amplify and project the sound. But the coolest thing about the guitar being hollow is that as you play, the sound actually bounces around in here and interacts with itself. And it creates standing waves within the guitar. It's amazing. Standing waves is actually what you see on those plates. So when we create a standing wave inside of a musical instrument like an acoustic guitar, it is generating those geometrical patterns. Pretty cool. I think the best way that I can think of to understand this or to illustrate this is if you have ever gone into a large room with a lot of reverberations and sang a continuous note, you end up hearing what is referred to as harmonics. And what that is it sounds like your voice is actually coming from a few different spots throughout the room. And if you've ever done this, you might know what I'm talking about. What happens is, just like within the acoustic guitar, when you're singing in a large room and your voice goes out and bounces back, that wave interacts with the wave that's still coming out of your mouth. So the same note that comes off the wall is still coming out of your mouth, and they interact, and sometimes they hit in perfect kind of spots where they cancel each other out. They're still there, but they have equal and opposite force. So they create these tiny nodes where things can be suspended. You have a wave coming in, and say the top of the crest of the wave, the sound wave coming back, hits perfectly with the bottom of the trough of the wave still going out. So they have perfectly balanced force. They actually create these little nodes that your voice is suspended in those locations. So when you sing in a room a continuous note, you generate a geometrical pattern in that room of a physical nature. Here's just another little kind of diagram too, just to give you some more idea. There's only certain spots that are going to hit just right. And that's actually why you get these geometric patterns. But we're going to watch another video that's going to have a little bit more of that. But also, there's some people that have figured out how to take that geometrical pattern on a plate and demonstrate it in 3D. It's really neat. If we don't know anything about a subject like this, right? And I'm speaking for myself too. If you don't know that that kind of physics it is possible and is an everyday occurrence, you could hear something like, God said, let there be light, and then there was light. It sounds good, but it doesn't really relate to how you experience the world. And so you're kind of thinking in your head, yeah, but that doesn't really seem possible. In the second part, we're going to get deeper into this, and I'm going to show you how everything that we see owes its existence to standing waves. I'm going to end this half with another video that lets us see some of these standing waves, and it's a cup of water attached to a speaker. Hope that I see you in the second half. What you can expect in the next half, where we'll be talking a little bit about fractals, the Fibonacci sequence. I'll show you how standing waves were used to form everything into existence, including space and time. We're going to end with Genesis verses 1 through 5. God created the heaven and the earth, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. God saw the light, that it was good. God divided the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night.